Some secondary school in Nigeria are being taught by SHS Ghana students that don't even have OND in Ghana or have anything. Why? Because of they believe so much in Ghanaians. If a Nigerian man go and look for a job with a Ghanaian, then Nigerians will employ the Ghana man first. A Nigerian man can die for you, a Ghana man will not die for you. Snaha, Braha, Edidia, I say Medidi. When I was growing as a kid, Nigeria used to be like Ghana.
Hello friends, this is Jims of the Jims TV. Thank you for stopping by and you're welcome. Today's guest is someone I've known for a little while. The only thing I knew about him, aside his name and his face and his family, was that he grew up in Nigeria. He had some kind of Nigerian link and I had no idea what the link was. And I'm like, you know what, let me have him on the channel so that he can tell me everything there is to know about his Nigerian connection and him being Ghanaian and all of that. So I want you to sit back, relax and enjoy this interview with our guests. Please kindly like, subscribe, comment and also share this video, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, you're welcome back, and with me is
Samuel Clint Brown Appiah.
Okay, so tell us, I know that you have a sort of Nigerian and Ghanaian connection. So can you tell us how that is?
Well, I'm actually a Ghanaian from the Fanti region and Central region. Okay. My parents are both Ghanaians. My dad is from Mankasim. My mother is from Elimina, which are all in Ghana. But it's like I found myself growing up in Nigeria.
I like that. Were you born there?
Yeah, and I was raised there, and we didn't even know we are Ghanaians until much later. In fact, it became more obvious when we lost our mom. We've been seeing the Ghana Union thing being done in my grandfather's house in Nigeria, Kano.
Okay.
So my grandfather's house was like the High Commission of the Ghana Embassy, or like say, he tolerates all Ghanaians that have never been to Nigeria for the first time to assemble in his house first if they need help. Precisely 29 Abedi Street, Kano.
Is it still existing till now?
Yes, but it's only one of my uncle that is there. Everybody is back home now. So, well, let me just say the only one. I have auntie. I have auntie in Zaria, married to a Nigerian. She has not been to Ghana for a very long time.
Wait, sorry to cut you. I just want you to throw a bit more light to what you said. You said you didn't know you were Ghanaian. How is that even possible?
Yeah, because growing up in Nigeria, they weren't bringing us home.
So you had never been home?
We have never been home. Like my parents told me that my first time of coming to Ghana was 4 years old. Then we were only 3 kids.
Okay, so you were babies.
So my mom visited Ghana with 3 of us. And that is how I came home for the first time by flight. That's a story I heard much later.
I like
when
the fact that I said you heard.
Yes, much later, because I can't. I try to remember. I try to flash back. But that clips of coming to Ghana.
You do not remember.
Maybe in a dream.
Okay.
I still can't remember, but that's what I was told.
Okay, so how was it having a lot of Ghanaians in your grandfather's compound? You know,
it was fun because,
and you not knowing that you were.
Yes,
it's really.
It was fun because he had a Ghana bakery, the Ghana bakery in the house there. Yeah. That they use this clay to bake with long sticks.
I've seen it before.
So he creates an avenue whereby when the Ghanaians that are new in Kano, Nigeria, don't have a job, if there's space, he creates a job for them.
And they can come and work in the bakery.
They even live in the compound. He had mats where they sleep around with in the same house with him. Yeah. Around the bakery, you understand? And where they will be working in the bakery, and when they have another job, they tell him and they thank him and they walk away. And they were doing the Ghana Union meeting in my grandfather's house then.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, in short, you lived in Nigeria for over 20 years.
Oh yes.
Over 20 before you moved back to.
Yes.
How long has it been since you moved back to Ghana?
I think 5 years. I came back.
Oh, so it's very recent, eh?
Yes, I came back 2018 June. I left
Wow.
Nigeria. I resigned from my job in Nigeria, and I had to leave because I was supposed to be in Ghana before 4th for an interview for the job I was coming to pick
Okay.
in Ghana.
How many languages did you speak in Nigeria?
Well, I speak Hausa very well. I used to speak Yoruba very well, according to my parents. That when I was much younger, my grandmom, my mom, and my immediate younger sister, which I've lost her, Agnes, may her soul rest in peace. We are the three that speak Yoruba very well in the house. So when my parents are speaking Fanti, that we don't speak very well, we will now switch out of let's speak our own Jari. I will be speaking Yoruba. So you understand?
So they used to speak Fanti.
Yes, my parents.
You heard them speak Fanti.
Yes, coming to Ghana, my getting to speak, I never even knew I could speak Fanti to an extent until I got to Ghana. Yeah, I never knew there's difference between Fanti and Twi until I came to Ghana.
So they never spoke Twi to you at home?
No, we speak Fanti. They are Fantis. We are from Central Region, both parents. And so Central Region obviously is Fanti they speak. Nothing more than Fanti. So that's what they were speaking then. And coming to Ghana, I discovered that I have a residual knowledge in me, which made me so happy when I found out that when they speak, I speak what I can speak. You understand?
I like that. I speak what I can speak.
Exactly. Then when I met some of my cousins, like Ose Bright, Anthony, Ose Boaping, is my first cousin. He was always encouraging me, speak it, my friend, speak it. Speak it, you can speak it. You know. I started speaking what I can speak, and now where I started working, where I was working at Aplaku, and I found that whenever I speak Fanti to the staff there, some of them will be laughing at me. What are you speaking? You're speaking rubbish. Do you know what you're speaking? You Nigerian man and all those stuff. I will laugh. So it made me to start going into my shell until my boss, Mr. Kofi, which is my boss, and Ice Age Pure Water Company where I was working at Aplaku. Not knowing that one of the conversation with my colleagues, he overheard upstairs, and he now said, you people don't understand what he's speaking. What he's speaking is Fanti. If you don't know what he's speaking, you would have said you don't know. That's why don't mind them. You are speaking the right thing. You are speaking your dialect. So that gave me confidence that wow, so I'm even actually doing the right thing.
Yeah,
you understand?
definitely.
So that's how I started trying to speak. Especially when I'm with my cousin, when he speaks to me, I reply the way I can reply, you know. So that's how I got to know there's difference between Twi and Fanti.
Do you still speak good Fanti till now?
I won't say good.
But you
in
can.
the
You
definition,
won't get lost.
I can't. Nobody can sell me in Ghana.
That's what I want
The
to
only
know.
way they can sell me maybe in Ghana, which if when I was in my national service, maybe if I was retained, maybe I'm sure I would have been able to pick one or two things, trusting God to be able to learn how to speak Ghana.
Yeah.
So let me say Ghana and Airway are the two things I can't speak. But Twi and Fanti, nobody can sell me.
Okay. Well, from the books and what you said, your surname and everything, you are Ghanaian.
Yes,
but you didn't
in fact,
really
my
know.
name at home is Papa Kwesi Nyamiche, which my father did not put it in our papers. Our native name are being called, we are called by our native name at home. We call ourselves by our native name that our parents gave us. But in school and outside and at work, our names in papers are our English names.
Maybe that's what made you not really think.
Yes, at a stage in primary school, I know that the Nigerians then were pronouncing my surname Afia, Apia, you understand?
Yeah.
And they make jest of it. Somebody now said, "Do you know meaning of Afia?" Means plate, my language.
What
so
language
I'll
is that?
cry. I think it's Igbo or something.
Okay.
I will cry and go and tell my mom. My mom will say, "Don't mind them. The more you show them that you don't like it, the more they will continue."
Yeah, so the reason I asked that was, how was it able for, we know that you're Ghanaian, in papers, at least in blood, you're Ghanaian.
Yeah, in papers, I'm a Ghanaian.
In papers, you're a Ghanaian.
Yes, because my birth certificate is, I'm a Ghanaian in my birth certificate.
Okay,
Both
okay,
parents,
well, you are actually,
Yeah.
but by birth, you're
by
Nigerian.
birth, yes,
Yeah.
yes, by birth. And I grew up in Kano.
Yeah.
I schooled in Jos, I schooled in.
So you went to university in Nigeria as well?
Yes, I did economics in University of Abuja, which I have not even collected the results.
Wow.
Because I did HND first before going to university. So I have an HND, I have a BSc, I have management in PGD. I also have an MBA in financial management.
Now I asked all of that, you know, to know how easy it was for you to get a job in Nigeria. Were you referred to as a Ghanaian, as a foreigner, or as an indigene?
They refer me, they see me as a Ghanaian and as a Nigerian because they've always thought my parents are half-half. They've always thought my parents are half Ghana, half Nigeria. Yeah. You understand? So obviously they see my mom as a Ghanaian, my father as a Nigerian. That is how it has been. But on coming back home finally, I had to correct that. Being the first son, getting to know my roots, I feel I should correct it so that my children, history will not repeat itself. I guess all that happened because we grew up here, there in Nigeria, and we're not exposed to where we are from. We weren't coming home, they were not bringing us home, we didn't school here. Even our relatives that we know, our cousins that were traveling to visit us then in Nigeria. You understand that we know. Then others was when I came home, and obviously when my other younger ones that came before me came home, that's when they got to know my father's people and some of my mother's people. So somehow I will say that the best part of my life has been in Nigeria, and that's the more reason why I married a Nigerian. I married a Nigerian because I don't know anybody here. The Ghanaians. Till
now, do you think you've been able to acclimatize or blend in?
Well,
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, so with my people, my father's people. Well, I've been able to go to my father's village a couple of times, which I didn't like what took me there. Actually, funerals, which are my uncle's funerals. In fact, most of the people I used to know in Nigeria, when I come ask of them, he's dead, she's dead. You understand? I didn't really like it. But the few I knew when I was there are the ones I'm still relating with up till now. Then Nana Mankrado, which my grandpa, my dad's uncle, is the present king in Mankesim. Nana Opoku Samson Mankrado is the present king because I'm from the Anana Royal Ibusian Mankesim. So
my people will know. I don't know, but they will know.
I'm beginning to relate with him because I only heard about him, never knew him. So at least if anything is taking me to Mankesim is because of Nana Samson, Nana Mankrado Samson. Then for my mother's people, I'm still trying to trace them because when my mom died, after that, we never heard from them again.
Yeah, you've said a number of things about your mother's family that you didn't hear from them again. Then your father's family, you're getting in touch with them. At least those ones you're familiar with.
Yeah, I'm still looking for my mother's people. I understand I still have an auntie that is alive in Takoradi. I used to know her as Auntie AC. My mother's father's name is Anthony Kuju. Used to be in Nigeria too. So it happened that my dad is the only one that can help us to find out, tell us where she is, where they are. But it happened that when I got home, my father has lost his memory. May he so rest in peace. I actually came home because of him, to actually take care of him. When I learned he is sick, but I was able to only stay with him for a while. I came 2018 and he died 2020. And I didn't want to go back home, back to Nigeria again, because I don't want history to repeat itself. Considering the fact that we're not given the opportunity to have classmates or even grow where we come from. Maybe if they had allowed us to school here, it would have been reasonable.
From your story, it seemed like the second time you were ever visiting Ghana was this period you came 5 years ago.
Fully, when I say fully,
because you mentioned the first time was at 4.
Yeah, the first time was at 4.
Yeah.
The second time was at is it the 2001 when I lost my elder sister.
So you had to come home?
Yes. So it happened that my dad came home to bury his daughter.
Oh.
And they told him in the Fanti tradition, parents are not allowed to bury.
Same as we over there in Nigeria as
to
well.
bury their children.
No.
So they told him that they know she has a younger brother that is an adult. So the younger brother will have to come and bury her. So that's when my father called me. They say you have to come and bury your sister. You have to be in Ghana. And I said, I don't have to be in Ghana. I don't know my way to Ghana.
That was your first visit after
as an adult.
As an adult.
Yes.
So
that is how I came. When Daddy gave me the description. So that's how it was. And I liked the experience then because not like now that I'm back to Ghana. Then Ghanaians were very lovely, very trustworthy. When I say so is I came to Ghana, I couldn't find my way. In fact, the way my father made me to come, my father said when you get to Lagos by 11, ask them when they enter Ghana motor. And when you ask them, when you get there, ask for a Ghana driver. And when you see the Ghana driver, tell him the amount you have, the dollars you have in your hand. Tell him you don't have passports. And give all your money to the driver. I say, how can I give him the Nigerian mentality?
There was a lot of trust that time.
Yes. I said, why would I give him all my money? He said, trust him. Nothing will happen. He will give you your money back. I did what my dad said, but in the Nigerian mentality, I had a short nickel pocket, so I put some there. I didn't give him everything. I have to apply wisdom, So somehow I was able to do what he said. And the man getting to Accra gave me all my money back. And he directed me where enter transport. In trying to enter transport, I asked a guy, how do I get to Kanda? Because Pastor Kofi was staying in Kanda. So the guy now stopped a taxi. He wanted to carry my things from me. I said, no, why would you? I will carry my things. The guy said, oh, let me help you. I said, no, don't worry. I don't know you before. He said, oh, don't worry, I'll help you. I said, no. So he took me to the highway, got a taxi drop, and I asked him how much. He just asked the guy told him. He removed money from his pocket. I'm so impressed. That impression, up to tomorrow, I can't forget it. He brought out money from his pocket. He doesn't know me. He paid for my transport. And I'll say, oh, I have money. He said, don't worry, welcome to Ghana.
Aww,
and that is how I had a very beautiful impression about my people. When I spoke about it till I came back finally and said, man, they are not what I used to think.
So I wanted you to go back to that so we don't lose the thought. So why are they no longer what you think?
Yeah, if you play around, they'll mess around with you. Yeah, somehow that is another part I'm not regretting growing in Nigeria, because crime also migrates. I used to tell people, when I came to Ghana, my lifestyle is quite different. I am so security conscious that my family are wondering, what is wrong with you? If you enter the door, you lock it 100 times. You enter 100 times, you lock it 100 times. This is Ghana. I say, look, let me tell you people who don't know, the world changes, the world evolves. And as they change, criminals also migrate. And when they migrate, they also train people. They recruit. I would advise you to also buy my kind of alertness. It will help you, And funny enough, I find out that they are too selfish. They think of themselves alone, in the sense that a couple of times my neighbors were being robbed and the person was calling for help. They refused to go out. Even maybe it's fear, but maybe because of my upbringing, because growing up in Nigeria, you shout for help, Nigerians will come out. If they don't come out, there's a kind of alarm they will start raising. This whole family will be shouting, thief, thief, thief. The next family will be shouting, thief, 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 thief. Or oli, oli, barao, barao. I grew up in Kano, so it's known as barao. So as you are shouting barao, the next family is shouting barao. And the bold ones in Nigeria will come out with their sticks. You see even women come out with iron bucket, with pots and cutlass and high heel. That's their own weapon.
Yeah.
Just to help a neighbor. Not even, I'm impressed. But when I came home, it's not like that. You shout for help, nobody will mind you. And that's what happened to some of my neighbors that were attacked. The following day, they now came out and were going to their houses and said, what happened? I don't think that is nice. I don't think it's nice.
Hey, I don't know what to say about that too.
I don't think it's nice. Whatever fear, safety. Whatever safety, you should be able to find a way to help. Yes, if you don't have police phone, you should be able to raise an alarm, because raising an alarm help to create an awareness that there's danger.
So away from the negative one, what have you enjoyed so far about Ghana?
Yes, I've enjoyed.
Because now you've come as an adult with your family.
Yes.
So
what I'm enjoying in Ghana so far is peace. When I say peace, in terms of security and 24 hours light. In Nigeria, you can stay 6 months, you see light only 3 times in your house. So you always have generator on. You have to on generator in the morning before going to work. As you are going to work, you have to off the generator and take it inside the house so that they will not steal it. And then when you come back from work, you have to on generator. You are moving around with fuel in your car. You're having fuel in your kitchen. You're having fuel at the corners of your house, which is dangerous, extremely dangerous.
Very dangerous, actually.
You understand?
Yeah.
But in Ghana, there's nothing like that. You enjoy light. You're free, in fact. The way I'm enjoying light in Ghana, I've enjoyed that light only one place in Nigeria as an adult. Permit me to say, when I was growing as a kid, Nigeria used to be like Ghana in terms of electricity. It's when I became an adult, I started experiencing NEPA, NEPA. But growing up, all the places I stay with my parents, there's always light. Nigeria always have light. To an extent, I think I started experiencing this in 85, 86, this blackout thing in Nigeria. I think then I was in secondary school in Jos. That's when even then it was not consistent. They take it, you will see it, that same day they will bring it back.
Okay.
You know, before it started becoming days, weeks, months. In Ghana so far, there's peace, there's no crisis, there's no terrorism. Though there's crime here and there, armed robbery and the rest, but with the Nigerian instinct of being alert, I think it's helping me. Though I've been robbed once when I started driving Uber to a certain community called Teshi, which they took my phone. It was not easy for them. I gave them a tough time, but then that's the only nasty experience I've gotten when it comes to crime here. I hear and I cancel, I bind, I uproot. Knowing God, having a relationship with Christ is another aspect that is helping me apart from the Nigerian instinct.
Now, I want you to quickly tell us, you said you don't want history to repeat itself, but so that my subscribers can learn as well. Are you teaching your children Fanti?
I'm teaching them the little I know, which I try to speak to them. Sometimes they do as if they don't hear because they hear from school. But I notice the problem they are having is in school they hear Gan, they hear tree, they confuse the tree with the Fanti. When I speak, they say, that is not like this. They now tell me this tree aspect. And that's okay, Fanti, this is how it is.
Okay. I just want to be sure.
Yeah, so I'm trying my best in that area. I wish I could speak it very well so that I can do that. And that is the more reason why I don't want to go back to Nigeria. Even if I'm going to go to Nigeria, to visit, not to live. Maybe in future God something may take me there. I don't know tomorrow.
Never know.
Yeah, though I married a Nigerian, but I want my children to have the full Ghana touch in education, in getting to know where they come from. So saying history, I don't want history to repeat itself. It's nothing more than for them to know where they come from.
Okay.
Of course, when they grow to a certain stage, they can choose to live in Nigeria or live in Ghana. But I want to give them the foundation. That's what I want. The foundation which I wish I had. I wish I really grew up here. I really, because you can imagine having younger ones that, I'm not the only one. I have 3 younger ones that came here and they didn't go back, they stay here. 2 of my sisters met their husbands here. I have 3 younger ones that are over there in Nigeria and they're not even thinking of coming back home. They see Nigeria as home.
But do you sometimes have people mistake you for a Nigerian?
Up to tomorrow, up to the next minute, up to the next second. All because of my accent and nothing else.
But you've started picking up some of the Ghanaian accent because I can hear second, your neighbor, I can hear come, I can hear some of them. So
Yes,
I'm like,
even
okay.
then, I didn't even know. You see, this thing you're discovering, when I speak with some of my friends in Nigeria on phone, they say, Charlie, you are now talking like your people. In fact, if I carry anybody in my car, I speak to anybody, say, first thing they say, are you a Nigerian? And I said, no, I grew up there. Some will say, are you Ewe? And I say, no, I'm not Ewe. So I think the Nigerian accent is very strong on my mouth. I'm trying my best. I've eaten all the konkonte, all the.
What's your best food?
My best food is rice and plantain.
Your best Ghanaian food.
When I say, I don't have the best Ghanaian food. I'm trying to enjoy them. I'm trying to enjoy it. But thank God when we were growing up, before we lost our mom used to do kokonte for us. She used to do abien kwine. She used to do nketen kwine. My mom used to cook all the Ghana food.
So there was a lot of Ghanaianness.
Yes, in the family.
Up.
Especially when mommy was alive. There was the Ghana touch in the house. The only problem is that when mommy died, we were no more hearing the language because daddy wasn't speaking it to us. He speaks only English. Daddy only speaks Fanti when visitors come to the house, and he don't want the visitor to hear what he's telling us. That's when he speaks Fanti.
Makes sense.
But my mom speaks the Fanti whether we like it or not.
But did you used to respond?
Yeah, somehow it's helped us because our grandma was staying with us at a certain stage of our life, my mother's mom and my mom's sister. So when my mom speaks to us and we are wondering what she's saying, our grandma will interpret. Our grandma will say, she means this. If you say, snaha, braha, edidia, say, medidi. We ask grandma, what did she say? Grandma will say, she said this. You know. I'm amazed when I came home, one of my younger sister, Marian, that can't even speak it at all. She's speaking Fanti very well now, you know, I'm happy.
There's no place like home at the end of the day.
Yes.
Knowing your roots is very important.
Yes,
even though you don't live there, but I mean,
it's good to know your roots.
Yeah.
See, that's like I would advise the world, even
Yeah.
if you are not from a particular country.
Yeah.
Create time for your children to go for holidays where you come from.
Yeah.
Create time for them to know your people.
Very important. Actually.
Thank God for technology. We have video call, conference call. From time to time, puts them on video calls, conference calls to their aunties, their uncles that you know have your roots touch.
Yeah.
So that they will put the little they have in them.
Yeah.
So that it will create room for them to ask you, Daddy, Mommy, what do they mean by this? What do they mean by this? And give them concern that I need to know my roots.
Yes, so very quickly, what are some of the similarities you can see? And even though you've not lived here, well, I can say the cumulative years you've stayed here is not it's just a little over 5 years. If you add the visits and all those ones, let's just say like 7 years.
The visit was just 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 week. When I take leave from the office and come, you know, because even then, after my sister's burial, my coming fully as an adult was when my dad came home finally. My first visit when daddy came home was 2011. I visited him. Then 2016 I came with my wife and children for the first time to know where they come from. You understand? And daddy was in Ghana. So thank God daddy decided to come home. Maybe I wouldn't have thought of coming home.
So, can you quickly tell us some of the similarities and differences that people may or may not know between these two countries?
We are one. The only difference is that it's so sad that I discovered that Ghanaians don't really love Nigerians. They don't trust Nigerians, which is very, very painful. I always have to argue with them from time to time. I grew up with these people. They can be extremely nice. I try to make them know that, look, I grew up with them. In every country that we have what they call the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Definitely, yeah.
And they'll try to convince me, but there was a time that Nigerians were terrible in Ghana. I say the same thing. We have Ghanaians that are terrible in Nigeria. Nigerians too have been arresting Ghanaians. It's just that they don't put it in news for you people to be. But we that grew up there, we hear it. We hear this Ghana man did this, Ghana man. We hear it. So it is everywhere. Yes, it's very unfortunate that Nigeria is big. So the crime rate is high.
Yeah.
And there's another good thing. A Nigerian man can die for you, a Ghana man will not die for you. Nigerian man can go out of his way.
I don't know.
Nigerian man can go out of his way. It's the truth. Whether you like to hear it or you don't, I will say it.
Hey.
A Ghana man will not go out of his way to do anything for you. A Nigerian man will go out of his way even if he doesn't know you. Meeting you for the first time, cry to him. If he can help, he will help you. You understand? In as much as we have the bad among them, the bad ones too, they want to strike the strike. Have it at the back of your mind that every human being that adopts a certain character in life depends on his foundation and environment where that person grew. That is not how God created them. It's their exposure that made them to be that way. So we should believe the best about everybody. In as much as we believe the best about everybody, we should also apply wisdom in every area of our life.
Yeah, definitely.
Having it at the back of your mind, this person that could be hanging around with or going close to could be nice, it could be dangerous, it could be bad. Have those things at the back of your mind and trust the Holy Spirit will help you to relate with any kind of human being you meet.
Definitely.
Yes, Nigerians are full of, they are smart. It's not their fault. That's how God creates them. They are intelligent. They are extremely smart. It's not their fault. It's not because of crime they are smart. That is in their DNA.
But you know that growing up as well, I still think it's that that Ghanaians, I used to see them, and I'm not the only one. A lot of us used to see Ghanaians as super smart, because they were our teachers. We had some of them as teachers, some of them as classmates, and we just felt they were super smart. No, we didn't just feel, they were super smart.
They are super smart in
smart
terms of education. We see them as intelligent. When I was growing up in Nigeria, I tell Ghanaians here, you people don't like Nigerians, but Nigerians love Ghanaians in Nigeria. If a Nigerian man go and look for a job with a Ghanaian, then Nigerians will employ the Ghana man first. From my own experience, they employ the Ghana man first before the Nigerian, except obviously maybe in the bank and some other places. But most parastatals in Nigeria and private parastatals, they always look out for Ghanaians. If they have a Ghanaian in Nigeria, pick the Ghana man first. In schools, the same thing.
Yes,
universities, polytechnics, secondary schools, primary schools, they want to employ teachers. They go for Ghanaians first. What is the reason? It's because of their educational background.
I'm told they make very good
Ghanaians are good teachers. They are smart in education. Okay, you can imagine. In Nigeria Polytechnic, they have an SHS, some of their polytechnic, they have SHS students as teachers. In their secondary school students, some secondary school in Nigeria are being taught by SHS Ghana students that don't even have OND in Ghana or have anything. Why? Because of they believe so much in Ghanaians. And I'm surprised that coming home, it is the other way. My wife's a Nigerian. She has tried to look for a job anywhere she goes. Once they just hear her accent, because first of all they accept her when they see her name, Brown appear. When they start interviewing her, she's married to a Ghanaian. But her accent, they become scared. They will say, "We'll get back to you," and they never got back to her. They never got back to her, which is not nice. You understand? I'm a Ghanaian. I'm back home, but because of my accent, to get a job is a problem. I've been putting CVs here and there. I go for an interview. I'll get back to you because of my accent. They even doubt my
Ghanaianness,
nationality. They doubt that I'm a Ghanaian. It's not my fault to find myself in another man's country, growing up there. It's not my fault that my parents were to settle in Nigeria. It's not even my parents' fault that went to settle in Nigeria. Yes, they schooled in Ghana and grew up to an extent. They go back to Nigeria because their own parents settled in Nigeria, which are my grandparents. I only found that my grandparents, my family where I come from, they travel wide, both mother's side and father's side, but they don't die outside. It's very unfortunate my mom died in Nigeria. But when I came home, I found out all the people I used to know in my family, they come home at 69, 70. They come home finally and stay here, they grow old and they die. But I will encourage us to know that whatever it is, we are one.
Definitely.
One family, one black. Slave trade has taken us to different parts of the world. For all you care, most of the Nigerians, most of the Ghanaians you see here, they call themselves Ghanaians, they are Nigerians. Yes, your great-grandpa is from Nigeria. If you like, go and search. Go and check the history. Most of us, here we call ourselves Ghanaians, we are Nigerians. So let brotherly love continue. Let the love of God be shared abroad in our hearts.
Definitely, yeah.
Let God that created us be our focus. Let it be the center.
Love.
Yes.
So we should show love.
We should love.
Yeah.
Let me say the way my people say love.
We should love.
We should love unconditionally.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Our love should be divine acceptance and divine confrontational.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, learn to go back to each other. Put away strife, bitterness, unforgiveness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, a few last words. Infanti. Yes, please. Mipachai. Yeah, Mipachai.
What will I say? I will just say Midasi.
Like a farewell.
Pocho Midasi for this opportunity with other mommy.
Is this not true?
No.
Okay, sounded like true. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
So I heard. I heard about it that they are very similar.
Yeah. Some pronunciation and some deep things that the tree people don't understand.
What
but
is thank you?
Medasi. The same Medasi.
Okay, so what's not different?
And the difference is, for example, if they say Etisen, the tree people will say a year, but the fancy people will say Boko.
Okay, Boko is actually fancy.
Yes.
I thought it was Chui.
No. Fancy will say Boko, Chui will say a year. Understand? Like my people, when we are going fancy, they will call egg in Chefwa.
Egg.
But Chui say is Nkusia.
Sorry, Nkusia. Akosia is Sunday born. That's somebody's name. Kosia or Nkusia, whatever.
So
I just prefer say.
But we say in Chefwa.
All right, then. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Thank you for sharing your tips with us on how to come back to our roots. So those of you in diaspora, please find time to come home. Bring your if not for anything, for your children. If not for anything, not even for you, it's for your children. Bring them home. If you have children, bring them home.
Because I have childhood friends that are Ghanaians that their parents died in Nigeria and they've never been to Ghana before. Oh, they just keep asking me, how is Ghana? How does Ghana look like? Wow. But they are from here. And they come here to even get a passport. To even get my passport was a problem because of my accent, you know. It is well. May God help us all.
Amen. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and kindly share this video as well. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.